It begins with a group of highly skilled U.S. Navy SEALs emerging and eliminating their enemies. They are on a mission to find a particular person, navigating through the ruins of a destroyed building and the streets of Aleppo. Once they clear the building, Agent Ritter appears and instructs them to rescue a CIA hostage held by Syrian government troops. Team leader John Kelly receives some important information from the agent and moves his team to a different part of the town. They launch an attack on a suspected building and successfully free the captives. After completing the mission, John Kelly investigates further by searching the pockets of a fallen Syrian soldier. To his surprise, he discovers from the soldier's phone data that he used to be a soldier in the Russian army. Agent Ritter urges Kelly to disregard this information and make a swift exit. However, as they are leaving, a Russian unit fires a rocket-propelled grenade at them. In a fierce battle, Kelly and his squad fight back and soon realize that the location is not a safe area for Syrian forces, but rather a hidden Russian weapons storage facility. With great determination, they, along with the rescued hostage, make a daring escape to the rooftop where a waiting helicopter promises their salvation. Inside the helicopter, tensions run high as Kelly confronts Ritter, holding him responsible for the deaths of his men at the hands of the Russians. Together, they devise a plan to destroy the building and secure their escape. Meanwhile, tragedy strikes once again when one of Kelly's retired team members, who had recently been enjoying family time at home, is struck by a van outside his house. Sometime later, another retired team member falls victim to unknown attackers on the road. These fallen heroes were among the soldiers who bravely participated in the mission to rescue the CIA hostage in Aleppo 3 years ago. As Kelly and his wife prepare to sleep in their bedroom, a sense of unease creeps in. Kelly leaves his wife to rest and retreats to the sofa, seeking comfort in snacks and music. Suddenly, his laptop shuts down, signaling a power outage in his house. Sensing imminent danger, he hears footsteps and a door opening. Reacting swiftly, he retrieves his revolver from the drawer and follows the sound of the intruders. To his dismay, he discovers that several people have broken into his home, setting the stage for a thrilling and suspenseful confrontation. Kelly systematically eliminates each attacker until only one remains. Tragically, his pregnant wife is brutally killed by the attackers. Just as Kelly is about to defeat the last assailant, he is shot and wounded. The attacker runs out of bullets and escapes hastily. Injured, Kelly crawls into his bedroom and discovers his wife lifeless. He is taken to the hospital and eventually regains consciousness. Captain Karen Greer, Kelly's superior in the Navy SEALs, visits him and delivers the heartbreaking news of his wife's murder and the deaths of 2 former SEAL comrades. She also informs him about the security measures in place for the remaining SEAL team members. Kelly confides in Karen that the invaders were not ordinary criminals, but highly skilled experts who specifically targeted him. He asks Karen for help in uncovering the identities of the attackers, but she claims not to know. Karen advises him to rest as the investigation is ongoing and assures him of their efforts. Once he recovers, Kelly joins a specialized unit in the Army. Meanwhile, the Secretary of Defense arranges a meeting with Agents Ritter and Greer. Agent Ritter reveals that the attackers are Russian soldiers associated with the Russian Federation's FSBA, Federal Security Service. He explains that a few years ago, Kelly and his team carried out a mission against the FSB in Aleppo to rescue a CIA hostage, which prompted the Russians to retaliate. Ritter also reveals that the CIA decided not to take any action in response to these incidents. Based on this information, Ritter suggests proceeding with caution and continuing the investigation to avoid further complications with the assailants or Russia. Sometime later, Karen returns to Kelly and discloses the devastating truth that the Russians were responsible for his wife's and comrades' murders. She also informs him that the CIA will no longer investigate the matter. As a gesture of goodwill, Karen gives him files containing information on passport facilitators in the United States, including Andre, the person who helped the attackers enter the country. Armed with vital intel, our protagonist wastes no time and dives headfirst into a quest for vengeance for the brutal loss of his wife and loyal friends. Kelly cleverly disguises himself as a drunken soul and makes his way to Andre's office, only to be turned away by the tight grip of Andre's security. Undeterred, he retreats to his pickup truck, fueled by determination, and decides to chase them down in a heart-pounding pursuit. Thundering along the highway, Kelly relentlessly tails Andre's car until fate intervenes and they collide in a gripping twist of fate. Seizing the opportunity, Kelly masterfully traps Andre, leaving him no escape. With flames licking at the vehicle, he confronts Andre at gunpoint, desperate for the name of the elusive 4th member of the Russian squad. It's a battle of wills, but finally, Andre relents, gasping out the name Viktor Rykov. Kelly emerges from the fiery scene, but his triumph is short-lived as the long arm of the law swoops in to apprehend him. In the depths of Kelly's imprisonment, Karen pays him a visit, delivering gut-wrenching news of the serious trouble he's in for Andre's murder. The entire office is in turmoil, fearing the dangerous repercussions that may follow, yet Kelly remains resolute in his mission to wipe out all those involved in his wife's tragic demise. He tantalizingly hints at possessing valuable information, a secret so powerful that he dangles it as a bargaining chip to secure his release from behind bars. Back in his cell, Kelly's senses sharpen, alert to the subtle movements outside. An officer commands him to face the wall, signaling further interrogation and his imminent removal from the prison's confines. But defiance sparks within Kelly's eyes. When 3 officers attempt to forcefully drag him away, he erupts in a torrent of resistance, issuing chilling threats that send shivers down their spines. Taking command of the chaotic situation, Kelly asserts his dominance, ordering them to retreat from the prison's depths. And then, like a beacon of hope, a U.S. Marshal arrives, extending an invitation for Kelly to join them, equipped with a phone that unlocks a world of possibilities. Seizing the lifeline, Kelly lifts the receiver, his voice brimming with determination. Karen's voice crackles through the line, her plea resonating with purpose as she seeks to accompany the marshal. Kelly, driven by the fire burning within, readily accepts her request. Their paths converge in a clandestine meeting at an undisclosed military facility, cloaked in secrecy and intensity. It is here that they implore Kelly to reveal the well-guarded secret he holds, urging him to disclose the name Victor Rykov. The stakes intensify as they present a series of photographs, but the thrill turns bittersweet when Agent Ritter shatters the illusion, announcing Victor's demise. Yet, undeterred by this revelation, Kelly's instinct remains unyielding, his recognition unmistakable. And in a stunning revelation, Ritter discloses Victor's dark past as a Russian spy entangled in a web of sinister activities within the United States. It becomes clear that Victor had been the elusive prey of the CIA for years, slipping through their fingers time and again. The secretary reveals that Victor is currently hiding in Russia. Kelly insists on joining the squad to capture him, and the secretary approves his request. Lieutenant Commander Karen, Kelly, and their team prepare to board a passenger plane heading to Russia. Agent Ritter arrives and informs them that he will meet them in Moscow. Kelly, having suspicions about Ritter, decides to be cautious when dealing with him. Subsequently, Karen and Kelly board a plane bound for Russia. As they approach Russian territory, their plane is suddenly intercepted by the Russian Air Force. The Russians demand that they land immediately at the Murmansk airport. When the pilot refuses, the Russians attack the plane's wing. The aircraft crashes into the Barents Sea, ending up on Russian soil. Kelly and the team strive to escape from the water and find refuge in a Russian safe house. After a while, they head to another safe house in Murmansk. Kelly accuses Ritter of betrayal and forces him to reveal his true intentions. Ritter explains that he arrived after the plane crash, when they believe Kelly and his team were dead, and that he intends to fulfill the mission of capturing Victor. He also confesses that he hired the 2 Russians to lead them to Victor. While choking Ritter, Kelly is about to shoot him. Karen intervenes and pleads with Kelly to remain composed. Kelly manages to control his emotions and ultimately spares Ritter's life. Agent Ritter then leads them to Victor's apartment. Upon arrival, Kelly discovers Victor's bodyguards already dead. He spots Victor wearing a suicide vest, waiting for them. Victor greets Kelly and reveals that he knew about Kelly and his team's journey to Russia to kill him. He claims that he was not responsible for planning the murder of Kelly and his pregnant wife. Kelly listens attentively as Victor argues that they are both victims manipulated into this deadly confrontation. Kelly tries to reason with Victor, but Victor presses the button and detonates the explosive vest, sacrificing himself. After the explosion, a sniper targets Dallas, one of Kelly's squad members. Finding the sniper becomes a challenge. Eventually, they manage to locate and eliminate the sniper. However, in the midst of the chaos, another sniper launches an attack. Karen and Kelly persistently track down their enemies and engage them in combat. Meanwhile, Russian authorities surround the residential complex, closing in on their location. Kelly rallies his troops to escape through the back of the building, taking on the police officers on the rooftop. With a well-timed explosion, he eliminates several officers, allowing his men to flee in a van. Kelly skillfully engages the enemy, diverting their attention from his comrades' getaway. He clashes with the approaching military personnel on the apartment stairs. Eventually, he manages to slip away, disguising himself as a Russian soldier wearing a tear gas mask. Guided by coordinates, he drives a Russian vehicle to the rendezvous point, where Karen warmly welcomes him and transports him by boat. Without delay, Kelly, accompanied by Karen and Ritter, leaves Russia behind. During the boat journey, Kelly questions Agent Ritter about Victor and his CIA connections. Ritter candidly shares details of his career and tasks Kelly with carrying a bag of money while disappearing somewhere in the world. He assures Kelly that the CIA will be informed of his death during the mission. Grateful for Ritter's loyalty, Kelly apologizes for misjudging him. Later, Kelly seizes an opportunity when Secretary Clay is alone in a restaurant restroom. He confronts Clay about the true motives behind his assignment, referring to their conversations about Victor's manipulation. Desperate for answers, Kelly kidnaps Clay in his car and uses threats to compel him to reveal the truth. Secretary Clay finally discloses why he chose Kelly for the mission, suggesting that limiting U.S. Russian connections would benefit the economy. The events orchestrated were meant to incite conflict between the two nations, setting the stage for war. Clay admits that Kelly and his colleagues were mere pawns in a grand scheme to gather them in one location and eliminate each other, ensuring that neither government would be suspected. In the midst of their conversation, Kelly drives the car into a river, tragically ending both their lives. Karen rescues Kelly from the water. Kelly hands over the recorded device containing incriminating statements from Clay and Karen to the CIA. Karen drops him off at an airport and provides him with a new passport. Tearfully, she implores him to embrace a fresh start with a new identity and to remember her always. The movie ends here. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe Mango Recap for more video like this and help the channel grow.